So amongst hundreds of graves here in Ballymoney Cemetery, we're going to one now. Another person who died as a result of what became known as the Troubles from 1969. Thankfully, the Good Friday Agreement of 1998 led to the finish of the Troubles, but only after around 3,500 people had lost their lives. So on this channel we've covered many police officers who have died during the Troubles, as well as a number of innocent civilians who died. But this in Ballymoney Cemetery here is the final resting place of a prison officer who was murdered during the Troubles. And you can see the prison service logo on the top of this headstone, and it commemorates James Alexander, known as Jim Peacock. It says, "In loving memory of my dear husband and a loving father, murdered by terrorists 1st September 1993. Aged 44 years. Also then you see commemorated here is Agnes Kane, and she had died not long before that on the 19th of April, aged 72, Jim Peacock. So he was a prison officer at Crumlin Road Gaol, and he was extremely proud and dedicated to his life as a prison officer. He was married, and he and his wife had 5 children. He also had 6 surviving siblings. His family, his home life, and his devoted dog Sam was everything to him. He was affectionately known to everyone who knew him as Big Bird, as he was over 6 foot tall. His beloved dog was a black staffy called Sam, and devoted to Jim. Unfortunately, the trauma and violence of the night of his murder was too much for Sam, and Sam, the black staffy, had to be put to sleep. On the 1st September 1983, Jim was at his home with his wife and youngest daughter, and he was in the kitchen when an armed gunman burst into his home and shot him in the chest. He died in hospital later that night. It was later confirmed that the UVF, the Ultra Volunteer Force, claimed responsibility for his murder. His killers were never caught, and his murder remains unsolved. So 33 years after his murder, no one has been brought to justice. But here again then, one of more than 3,500 people who lost their lives during the Troubles. In this case, James Alexander, known as Jim Big Bird Peacock, a serving prison officer, murdered by terrorists, UVF terrorists, 1st September 1993, aged 44 years.